Hey, I hope you're doing well. So today I wanted to make a updated video talking about hyperhidrosis. So I think it was like 3 years ago I made a video talking about hyperhidrosis and like my story. And since then I've received lots of messages, emails, Instagram DMs, comments on that video, and I got some questions, and there's some things I wanted to update you on. Receiving all those messages, it made me really happy but also really sad, because it was nice seeing that I wasn't alone, to see there's so many people out there who are dealing with the same thing. It kind of feels nice to see that you are not alone in the situation. I believe I heard somewhere that there are like 5% of the human population who are dealing with hyperhidrosis. So you are not alone. I am not alone, which feels really nice. But it also made me incredibly sad to receive all those messages, because people talked about how really this condition really affects their lives, and how some people even have been thinking about ending their lives because of this, and how it's really like restricting their lives. And this like breaks my heart, and it just made me really sad to read those messages. So I just wanted to talk a little more about, like, because I feel like I have a different mindset now than I did 3 years ago. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, and also answer those questions that I also received. So if you're watching this and don't really know what hyperhidrosis is, it's when you sweat excessively, and you can have this condition like all over your body, but the most common places and the places that I'm dealing with is my hands, underarms, and my feet. If I'm working out or if it's like really hot, I'm gonna sweat more. Like, for example, like my dad, he doesn't really sweat, so like it's like I don't understand how he can just walk around in like a gray t-shirt like at the gym, and then like not even breaking a sweat, which is very like not normal for me, because I'm sweating like not all of the time, but like a lot. But I can see that when I'm thinking about it, I sweat even more. So if I'm in a situation where I need to hold someone's hand or shake someone's hand and my hand is sweaty, I can I work myself up and get really nervous and anxious about it. So that's gonna make me sweat even more. So for example, if I'm in school, so I have school over Zoom, and if I have to have a presentation or need to talk in some way, I'm getting nervous, and then I can really like feel the sweat just going down my side, which is like really annoying, because just afterwards I'm like, it's not that bad anymore. So it's like, I think it has lots of to do like with mentality for me when I'm thinking about it, when I'm nervous. And I would say that I am a quite like anxious person, so I think I'm getting anxious and nervous in lots of situations. So that's just making this condition worse for me. But I mean, sometimes I'm like all dry, like I'm not sweaty all of the time. It's just in those situations when you don't really want to be sweaty, that's when you are sweaty, because you're thinking about it. So one of the questions I got was, how does this affect your job or your school? When I was in high school, I would have done anything to not have those sweats during presentation, but like now I'm sitting in front of my computer, so like no one is around, and especially now with COVID, like I haven't really like left my house in a couple of years, I feel like, so I'm not really in those social situations anymore. If I would go and meet up with people and like, or be in school or going to work, of course that would be more like, I would be faced with more of those nervous situations, so then I'm gonna have like be sweaty more often. But since I've been home a lot, I don't really think about it because I'm not social with people. I don't have to be nervous or anxious except from like when I have a presentation with school. That's over Zoom, so like people don't see that I'm sweating. Or making a video, like I'm a bit nervous now, so like I'm starting to sweat a little, and it's also like, I don't know, almost 30 degrees here, so it's like it's hot. And the top I'm wearing, like I would never ever wear this type of top when I was in high school, because it's like tight, and you can also, it's like a collar where you can see the sweat. So I always did a little sweat test on my tops back when I was in high school, just like pour a little water on it and see like, does water or sweat show up on this shirt? And if it did, I wouldn't wear it. Looking back on that, it makes me really sad to see that I was so self-conscious and like didn't really have the confidence to just like own it and be like, okay, this is me, who cares? I wish I can go back in time and just like hug myself and say like, okay, it's fine, it's gonna be okay, you don't need to stress over this. Like, who cares, really? The people who mind don't matter, and the people that matter don't mind. One of the questions I got was also if I have told my friends and like the people around me, if people around me know about this and what they think about it and how I reacted depending on how they reacted. And I think most of my like closest friends know I have this condition, but I can't remember how I told them. I'm sure we did like have one of those like deep conversations talking about like our insecurities, or like it must have come up in conversation at some point. Like it could be like really hot outside, I'm like I'm dying of sweat right now, I'm sorry. You know, saying something, like made a comment and then just like told the person. But like I never met someone who actually said like, ew, that's gross, or like that's weird. Never. I am pretty sure that my friends are hanging out with me because they like hanging out with me. They like what I'm giving them in the sense of being supportive, being a really good friend, being a really good listener, the things I'm doing, the things like how I make them feel, instead of just like me being sweaty or not. Answer this question for yourself. Are you hanging out with people because of their looks, or because of what clothes they're wearing, or if they smell good? Or do you hang out with people because they make you feel good and because of who they are, what they're doing? You know, it doesn't really matter. And if someone is saying, ew, that's gross, or don't like that you're sweaty or something, fuck them. I'm sorry to say that, but like, who cares? Like, they don't need to be in your life. I promise you're gonna find people who gonna love you and accept you exactly as you are. And to be honest, the most important thing is that you accept yourself for who you are. Because I know I would have done anything in high school to not having like sweaty hands when you have to do like the couple stands at PE. I was so anxious to have that, like go to that class in school, and I hated it. But no one ever said anything about my hands being sweaty, or if they was thinking about, like, I don't know, like I never heard anything about it. So it wasn't really something that they noticed, I guess. It was something like I noticed more than they did. And I know if you're like in that situation right now, I know it's hard to hear someone say it's gonna get better, because trust me, I was there myself and I would have done anything to change that. But today, I'm okay with it. I don't feel like I want to change it anymore. I a couple years back I was thinking of doing that. It's one of those machines where you put your hands with like electricity to like stop the sweat, and you have to do it like quite often, if I remember correctly, to like keep it up. You can't just do it like once and then you're done. But I was really thinking of investing in one of those machines for a long time, but now I wouldn't, because if you do, great. If that works for you, awesome. I'm not saying that's wrong, definitely not. But for me right now, I'm actually okay with being sweaty, and just the people around me who I love don't really care. And if someone wants to come into my life, I would rather have this as a kind of like, it kind of weeds out the bad people, if you know what I mean. Like if someone thinks that's like gross, okay, good. Now I'm happy that you kind of sorted yourself, like weeded yourself out like by yourself, because I just want to have people in my life who can really see me and like hang out with me because they like my personality and how they feel when they hang with me, not if I'm sweaty or not. I don't know, that just sounds really superficial to me right now, at this point in my life. But as I said, I did have a really different view a couple of years back, and I'm a little sad about that. I also wanted to say that I talked about this with my sister Astrid, because she has the same condition, so she sweats a lot too, and she always say like, sorry, I'm just really sweaty right now. You know, she just says it out loud. So then it's kind of like defending herself with me, like, you put this out there so no one else can point it out because you already did it yourself. So like, oh, sorry, I'm just like, if you have to shake someone's hand, like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, I'm so sweaty right now. And the person's like, oh, it's fine, you know, shake your hand anyways. So yeah, that's my little rant for today. If this is something you're dealing with and you want to do something about it, there is options for you out there that you can try, but also know that you are perfect exactly as you are. You are enough. You don't need to change anything about you. Your value doesn't decrease depending on what people think of you, or if you're sweat or not, or how you look, or any of that. You are valuable exactly as you are. If you have any more questions about this, or if you just want to talk to someone, I'm here. Just leave a comment down below, or send me an email or a message on Instagram or something like that. I'm always here for you if you need someone to talk to. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Hej då!